KC's Audio Vault.
Ryan Gullen from the Sheepdogs, October 3rd, 2011. So, Ryan, where are we catching you today?
I'm in Saskatoon.
Oh, a little time at home on this Kings of Leon tour.
Yeah, it kind of worked out all right because we had a day off and it happened to be in Saskatoon for, usually we get days off, it's kind of in random cities, but we actually lucked out and got a day off at home, so it was pretty good.
You do some laundry.
Haven't done it yet. I'm have to at some point today because we're gone for a long time after today, so I'm going to have to throw some things in the wash for sure.
When are you going to get back? Is there another tour after this Kings trek?
Yeah, we're actually on the road till December 20th after this. So we're doing 2 U.S. tours and then a cross-Canada tour that will bring us, right up to December 20th. So we're going to be very busy and gone from home for a while now.
Wow, you're going to have to do your Christmas shopping on the road, too.
Yeah, I'll be like gas stations and, find random things, places. Actually, it works out pretty good for that kind of stuff because you get to go to I'm going all over the place in the next little while. But yeah, I'll have to fit that in somewhere for sure.
So I guess you haven't even had time to really spend maybe a check that Atlantic Records have given you or like get new stuff for a place in Saskatoon?
No. Well, none of us really have a place in Saskatoon because we're basically on the road all the time. So we're all relatively homeless. But no, I haven't had a whole lot of time to do much more than just play shows, which is, obviously what we want to be doing. Hopefully, come the new year or at least the Christmas time, we'll get a little bit of time off. But we're going to be pretty busy because we're going to start recording first thing in January as well. So it's kind of nonstop for the next little while.
Do you want to stick with the same guy that you've worked with in the past for production on a new disc?
Well, our last album we actually did ourselves, and so we recorded it ourselves and produced it ourselves. I think this time, because we're doing our first major record label album, it'll be a little bit different. We've already started kind of talking about producers and people that actually really, really big producers they want us to potentially work with. I think we'd like to, in our discussions with them, we want to keep it kind of similar in sense of similar sound and everything like that. Working with somebody that can help us, work on arrangements and stuff like that will be cool. It'll be an interesting experience for sure.
Did they bring someone in to do any mixes for the 5 Easy Pieces? Because the I Don't Know on that, it got some extra reverb. It's got a different sound to the actual album cut. Yeah,
we did we re-recorded that one for radio actually because the one that we had done, they felt that was a little bit too lo-fi for radio, which is fine. So we recorded that one ourselves, but then we had Adam Sussinger, who was actually playing the band Fountains of Wayne, like Stacy's mom, that song. He actually he produced those songs that are on 5 Easy Pieces, and then because he was going to be on that EP, we had him mix I Don't Know as well, so it kind of fit in with everything else.
The same thing goes for the third version of Learn and Burn. I guess the deluxe just came out.
Yeah, that one actually is it's the same album, but what we did is we wanted to kind of release something, some new music, and so we released 2 albums that kind of were left on the cutting room floor, and we recorded that album ourselves. It was just like just 2 songs that were kind of sitting around that we were playing sometimes that we didn't have released, so we thought we'd release a deluxe version with some newer songs for people. Well, they always have, because we're touring so much, have to wait for us to put out new music, so that's why we're pretty big fans of just putting out music all the time, so that's why we did that.
Have you checked on the sales of your earlier discs? Have they gotten a boost on iTunes or anything?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, things have been going really well. I mean, we've been getting, we were on CSI. Our music was on CSI recently, and that really helped. And I guess it was actually earlier this week. And we've been we were on Project Runway, and that actually, surprisingly, our album sales went up a lot after that, which is kind of weird. It was a really weird thing, but so that also bad. But yeah, no, ever since the thing has happened, like our old albums plus, our new stuff, it's just been, people are getting really excited about it. So it's cool.
Finding new fans in strange places.
Lots of emails from guys being like, my wife makes me watch that stupid Project Runway show, but I loved it. I love the music. I found my new band doing something my wife is forcing me to do, so it was pretty funny.
For the Rolling Stone contest, what kind of stuff were you expected to do as far as, Twitter updates or any kind of like last minute concerts or like we need you in this place at this time?
That's pretty much our summer. I mean, basically, most everything, basically when we were in this thing, we had to sign a contract that said we would be available whenever. And because we were finding out when we were moving on to new rounds, basically days before we'd have to be to New York. So unfortunately it meant we had to cancel shows and stuff this summer, which is something we've never had to do before. Because they would just call, I would get a call saying, okay, you guys moved to the next round. We need you in New York tomorrow. There's plane tickets waiting for you at the airport. Go be in New York tomorrow morning. I mean, as quickly as we've had calls where I got a call at 10 in the morning and we were in New York by 3 in the afternoon. afternoon. So like it's very quick at times. So it was a bit of a lifestyle change because we were also like playing a lot of shows and flying around and flying back to New York. So we'd essentially be in New York all during the week, and then we play festivals across Canada on the weekends, and like they were never made any sense. It'd be like Halifax Friday, Guelph Saturday, Brandon, Manitoba Sunday, right? So it was all summer was kind of like that. So it was a little bit of a lifestyle change for us because we're used to just driving and being able to sleep in the van. Instead, we're getting up at 4 a.m. to go to airports and stuff like that. So it was definitely a lifestyle change.
Were you mandated to do so many tweets per afternoon or tour videos or anything?
No, for the most part, they just kind of left it out. It was kind of left to your own accord because it was like you had to promote yourself, try to get votes and stuff like that. I mean, we made a kind of funny political attack ad video that we just wanted to do something that was different than all the other stuff we were doing for the contest. So we did that, but that was kind of our own little thing we wanted to do to kind of like have people, pay more attention to us than the other bands, I guess, because it was any time that you did something like that, Rolling Stone would like publish it on their website. So it was obviously really good publicity. So we like doing stuff like that. And, but no, they weren't really like, they would tell us, make sure to promote yourself and try to get votes. But it was never a situation where we had to, you guys haven't done 13 tweets and it's, this afternoon tonight. There's never anything like that. There's a lot of shameless self-promotion for sure. But the nice thing about it is people were all really excited about it. And for people weren't getting annoyed. We try to not be annoying. It's just people, just to help and remind people, and if you haven't voted, vote for us, sort of thing. And it worked out, I guess, because there's a lot of the bands in the contest that were like, I swear they had some sort of computer program that was just like tweeting nonstop, like every 2 minutes. It was just like something else, which is to me I think futile and just turns people off from your band.
Now that you're signed to Atlantic, did they give you any advice? Was there a workshop on dealing with media or time management or anything?
No, not really. I mean, our dealings with Atlantic we haven't done a whole lot with them aside from kind of talking about our new album, and I guess they've been, kicking over some of our affairs and stuff like that. But I mean, we have other people, like we have a publicist and stuff that helps us deal with that. I mean, it's something you kind of, learn very quickly when you're, you basically have to do all these interviews and you get used to it very quickly. And so it was kind of something we just picked up very easily. But we don't have people necessarily telling us how to deal with the media or anything like that. I mean, because for the most part, we're not trying to be anybody we're not, or just, some dudes from Saskatchewan. So we're not trying to pretend we're somebody we're not. So it works out well in our favor because we don't have to like fool people into thinking we're just be ourselves kind of thing.
The new video for I Don't Know, I guess it was released just last week. Very cool. You guys look like regular Joes.
Yeah, no, it was pretty neat. I mean, the neat thing about that video, and I haven't even actually found all the things, but the director, he put little hidden things that are modern in there. So there's, old videos of people, construction workers from, the 60s, but they're holding iPads and laptops and stuff. And there's, a bunch of little stuff. And it's a pretty neat video that he put together.
Very retro and modern at the same time. A lot of stock footage. It turned out really well.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're pretty pumped about it.
So, Sheepdogs, we're going to have you in town tomorrow for Kings of Leon MTS Center. You guys were early fans of the band, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's actually kind of funny. We were actually just talking to the guys in the band about this 2 nights ago, because when we first started, we didn't really, we hadn't ever played in bands before, and so the way we kind of started figuring out how to play in a band is we'd cover music. And one of our favorite albums at the time, is still one of our favorite albums, is their first album, Youth and Young Manhood, and we probably covered about 70% of that album in our very, very early days when we were just hanging out in the basement. So it was pretty funny to come full circle now and have us opening for them, and we were hanging out with them and went partying with them the other night and just telling them how it's so weird to be a band that you started basically playing now at what is right now the pinnacle of our music career. Playing with them again, it's a pretty wild trip for sure, and it's really cool. I mean, obviously their sound has changed significantly since then, but there's still one of the albums I think is one of the best albums in the last 10, 15 years. Are they still regular guys, or has the money gone to their heads? No, they totally are. I mean, the first show or two, we didn't really get to meet them. They were kind of in and out. I don't know, they were just, obviously they fly to all their shows and stuff, but no, they're just really nice, Southern guys. I mean, we were in the dressing room 2 nights ago and just having drinks and went out, to a bar with them and stuff. And, they're just really down to earth guys, which is surprising because I was wondering that as well, because, they totally come from an honest place and not they were just, regular guys and ended up becoming this huge, huge band. But they're still just down to earth guys, and they just like talking about music, and drinking and those kinds of things. So it's much like ourselves. So yeah, we've gotten along real well. The only thing that's like is a little bit different is that they have Segway scooters that they like drive around backstage, and that's a little funny. I thought that was a little strange at first. I'm trying to figure out a way that I can like I've always wanted to ride a Segway, so that's my goal for the tour, is to ride one of those Segways at some point.
Don't drink in a Segway.
Yeah, I think so. It's one of those things I don't think leaning forward on some sort of forward propelled motion, whatever, scooter is probably not the greatest thing if you've been drinking. So I'll try to do it earlier in the night, maybe, or something like that.
Well, Ryan, it's been good talking to you this afternoon. We're looking forward to the show. Sheepdogs, Kings of Leon, tomorrow night, MTS Center.
Great, thanks so much.
All the interviews you want on iTunes and at power97.com. Casey's Audio Vault.
Casey Norman is Power 97's music director and can be heard every weekday from 2 till 6 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Power 97 is Winnipeg's best rock.